The war has come back to Donetsk. The pounding began around 7 a.m. and hasn't stopped since from Ukrainian artillery.
It's obvious peace hasn't come. These explosions prove that the deal's been breached. I don't know who I can look to for hope when these top-level agreements have failed.
I want to say this. Ukraine should be wiped out. There'll never be a ceasefire with them. How many more peace deals do we have to make with them?
Unquestionably, it is the most intense bombardment of this regional capital city since Saturday's so-called ceasefire. Fighting around Donetsk, fighting near the southern city of Mariupol, and of course around the bitterly fought-over town of Debaltseve. In one part of Debaltseve, the rebels make their feelings plain about the Ukrainian flag. Elsewhere, the emblem shrouds a fallen soldier from Kiev's failed mission here. In the rubble of the town today, new flags were appearing, the Cossack emblem. And from this Cossack fighter, a message to Ukraine's President Poroshenko.
Привет, Порошенко из России.
Hello, Poroshenko, from Russia.
Pro-Russian forces here victorious in Debaltseve, but also just glad they'd survived.
Hello from Debaltseve. I'm alive and I'll be home soon. Just wait for me. I love you.
I'm coming home. Coming home.
Hello to my wife and son.
Across the lines, Ukrainians embracing, glad to be out of the hell that was Debaltseve for them.
They were shelling almost the entire town. Starting at night, they would fire at us just to stop us from sleeping. First with grenade launchers, then with Grad rockets, then with Uragan rockets, cluster bombs. They did this all night. And then in the morning, they would attack, wave after wave. And they did this constantly for 3 weeks, starting on the 21st of January, every day.
Significantly, Ukrainian soldiers who survived Debaltseve are openly critical of their commanders.
Planned
withdrawal? That's ridiculous. That's nonsense. Planned. As usual, they screwed up.
We were told to stay there. The brigade commander told us to hold the positions. Some guys still remain there, and the brigade commander doesn't let us go get them. Yesterday, he told the president that all of the 128th Brigade is in Artemovsk, and it's not true.
Rebels may control Debaltseve city, but all around it, the rumble of heavy shelling this morning. The rebel Novorussian flag against a soundtrack of constant artillery says much about this non-ceasefire. Whatever the claims that the Russian-backed rebel fighters may make that Debaltseve has fallen to them, the reality here on the ground this morning is a little different. Debaltseve lies over that way, and all morning there have been fierce artillery rounds going into that area. Ukraine's now calling for the UN to come in here, but will they get any further than these European monitors, so often stopped by both sides from doing their job? So, as so many perceive it, the Russian President Vladimir Putin central to all this. But he telephoned his counterparts in Ukraine and in France and Germany today to say he abides by and believes in the Minsk ceasefire, so-called, agreement that was signed last week.